This is station 3 of 3. So if you're starting in this station, make sure you label these notes assignment number 49. You're going to take 3 sets of notes. They're counting as assignments, so make sure you copy it down. State of the triangles in each pair are similar. So they give us these 2 triangles, and we notice that they have one angle that's congruent. So this is possibly side-angle-side similarity or angle-angle similarity. But it can't be angle-angle because I don't have any other angles. So I know he's out. But it could be side-angle-side. But I have to check if the sides are proportional. So side MH, which measures 32, corresponds to side FH, which measures 72. And LH, which measures 28, corresponds to GH, which measures 63. If these 2 are congruent, then I could say that the sides are proportional, and therefore the triangles are similar by side angle side. So let's figure this out. If I reduce both of my proportions, I get 4/9 for both of these. So this one I reduce by 7, and 32 over 72 I reduce by 8. So they end up being the same. So that means that these 2 figures are in fact similar by side angle side similarity. Even though the sides are not congruent, they are proportional. For this question, I need to find the missing length, so I need to use a proportion. So here I know that ED corresponds to TS. And I know that DC, the one I don't know, I'll just write as DC, corresponds to SE, which is 28. So if I cross multiply, I will get 18 times side DC, or you can use X if you get confused, is equal to 1,134. Then I know I have to divide by 18, so I can solve for DC or X. And when I divide 1134 by 18, I get 63. So that means that DC has to equal 63 in order for my 2 sides to be proportional. For this question, I need to solve for X. They're telling us that the triangles are similar. So here I know that CB, X minus 2, is corresponding to UV, 18. And I also know that DB, 6, is corresponding to TV, which is 36. So I'm going to cross multiply. And when I cross multiply, I get 36 times the quantity of X minus 2 is equal to 108. Then I'm going to use distributive property. And when I use distributive property, I'm going to end up getting 36X minus 72 equals 108. I'm going to add 72 to both sides of my equation. And I'm going to get 36X is equal to 180. And when I divide both sides by 36, I end up getting a value of 5. So that means that X has to equal 5. That's what they wanted us to find. They only wanted us to find the value of X. For this question, I put 4 and 5 here, but we're going to do only one of these. So for question 4, FJ measures 4 is corresponding to LJ, and LJ measures 12. And I know that EJ, 4, is corresponding to KJ, which measures 12. Are these 2 proportions congruent? The answer is yes. So that means that the sides are proportional. So these 2 sides are congruent, these 2 sides are congruent, and I have vertical angles. So are my 2 triangles similar? The answer is going to be yes, by side angle side similarity. Question 5 I'll just do on here. So I only have measurements of sides. So that means I'm going to find the proportions. So JH corresponds to JL, so 6 over 9. JG corresponds to JK, so 8 over 12. And my last side is HG, and he corresponds to LK. So if I reduce all of these, here I get 2/3. If I reduce by 3, here if I reduce by 4, I get 2/3. So I'm getting the same thing. And here if I reduce by 6, I get 2/3. Are they all the same proportion? Yes. So because they're only talked about sides, these two would be similar by side, side, side similarity, because the sides are all proportional. Okay, question 6. State that the triangles in each pair are similar. Well, this one's easy. Angle S and angle K are congruent, and angle T is congruent to angle L. How do I know? Because these guys have two arcs. So just with that information, I know these two are similar by angle side. I'm sorry, angle similarity. This concludes station 3.